but I also think people will have a skewed vision of who you are and what your life has been like, because on paper, 400 units myself and generating 5,000 extra in cash flow a month, people are probably sitting there going, oh my God, like that's incredible. So just a little bit of like, I'm sure the sacrifices and everything you've had to do over the last 10 years to get to where you are now.
Yeah. I mean, something that's kind of crazy that, that you guys would probably be surprised to know is that, so I got married in, last year in July.
Awesome.
And, that's not the crazy thing. The crazy thing is that I still live with my parents.
That's phenomenal. I absolutely love that, because I got married, now it's going on to 3 years. This will be the end. My wife was, she was on me, let's get engaged. I still have my parents, what am I supposed to do? Now, hindsight, I bought a house. I hate it. I wish I rented an apartment. And scratch that, my brother who moved out, I was like, stay with mom and dad. Are you crazy? Like that is, right. That's the best thing in the world. I'm not pending, some parents are going to charge rent, so on and so forth. But I commend you for being married and living with your parents. Whether they're charging you or not, you're probably saving so much money that people don't even understand.
Yeah. So I live with my parents. With my wife's with me, living in my, with my parents as well. My brother also living with my parents with his wife. He's been married for 3 years now. They're now just building a house to move out. And I'm going to end up moving. I'm doing a small project down in Jersey by the beach. It's a 4 residential units above a storefront. I'll move into one of those units and live there for free once it's finished in a couple months. So you look at that, I'm 34 now. You look at that for 10 years where I would have been paying $2,000 a month in rent, in our area. Right. So you're talking about an extra $250,000, $300,000 over that period of time that I didn't spend anywhere else except for my business. I don't pay myself a lot of money. I only pay myself, $1,500 a week. That's what I pay. That's it. But I don't have expenses. So, everything else just gets rolled up into the business.
I don't think people talk about that enough. I don't think people are honest with themselves enough to admit it and or talk about it, because I think people think it's like, it's an embarrassment, right? Like I personally tell people, stay home as long as you can. Why pay for it if you don't have to? Now, mom and dad are throwing you out or you don't have a good relationship. I get it.
You don't have exactly. If you don't have a good relationship, they're on your ass. They're busting your chops all the time. Look, I fully understand. But if you have a good relationship, you're living as adults in the same house. Nobody's busting each other's, chops and, giving each other a problem. I don't see the problem.
I used to joke around with my friends when they wanted to move out. They're like, you should move out. I was like, my mom cooks dinner for me every night. She makes my bed. She does my wash I could wear the same outfit every single day. She does the wash every single day. She cooks, cleans. Are you guys going to start doing that for me? And you want me to pay $1,000 a month? Like, that doesn't make fucking sense.
Yeah. So is your mom going to get a phone call as soon as we get out of this?
Yeah, probably.
And your wife?
And now my wife does it for me. So it's, it's great. It's fantastic. But like you said, if you don't have a good relationship, I get it. If there's a problem, I get it. But if you're an adult and you can deal with it, I think that right there will put $30,000 in your pocket a year, just living at home, just not having expenses. Now, if you want to contribute to the thing, buy food and groceries, I get it. But I don't think people utilize that tool of their parents enough. I really don't. I think that people, I want to live out. I want to live in Manhattan. I want to live on my own. And there's nothing wrong with that. But don't come crying back to me when, you have student debt, you can't do this and you can't do that, because you probably could have figured out another way. But
no, I think
it's awesome.
It's really important to talk about, because it's just leveraging whatever resources you have.
Yes.
And if you have greater resources than someone else, or you have less than someone else, like, okay, like, what are you going to do about it? Right. If somebody is listening and you don't have the resource of staying with your parents, I'm sorry, but tough shit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't change it. There's only certain things you can do, right? Like, I'm sure there's someone that was exactly in Joe's position, but they had parents who gifted them $5 million or $1 million, and they went out and they could have bought 1,200 units. But you don't sit there and complain about things you don't have. You maximize what you do have. And then I also think it's interesting too, where it's like having that self-awareness to understand what you want to do. I didn't want to live at home, but I'm not sitting here complaining that I don't have 400 units or 200 units to myself. It's fine however you want to do it, but I think you've got to have the self-awareness and the understanding of, if I do one thing, I can't then have the other thing without
you can't have your cake and eat it too.
for it. Yeah, exactly.
You have your cake and eat it too. So I've been on a big accountability rip rate lately because nobody wants to be accountable for what they do. You send an email on January 15th to somebody, they say they never got it and it didn't matter, and a month later, 2 months later, but it's everything. And I've been on a whole accountability, and you're right. If you choose this path, don't complain to me because you don't have this. If you make your bed, right? You cook your turkey and you have to eat it. That's the decisions in life. It's your consequences for your actions. Joe, which, I commend him, he made that decision, and be it smart or not, it's for anyone else to judge. That's a decision that he made, which I think people don't. Nobody wants to hold themselves accountable for anything. Everybody wants to point blame at somebody else, and nobody wants to wake up and look at.
I'll take it a step further. So I try to make it a point to be accountable for everything that everybody else does.
Yeah.
So if one of my guys screws up and does something, that he shouldn't have done, or does something wrong, whatever, that's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say it to them directly. I go, this is my fault because I wasn't on top of you. I didn't check you out. I didn't explain it enough. So I go a step further to make everybody else's issues, if they're within my organization, that's all on me.
Mm-hmm. I can resonate with that. It's if you work for somebody, and if you do something wrong, that's totally different. But if you're not given the right guidance, and or there was another set of eyes that could have helped, I would agree. I think it falls on the top, someone at the top saying, listen, it's my fault. I'm sorry. I should have overlooked it. I should have helped you. I should have given you more research, whatever it is. But people don't most people don't have that. Most people want, they're the first one to point the finger at someone else. Oh, it's his problem. That's why I didn't get done. That's not going to solve anything.
Anything in the world.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
No, it's awesome. And